we did. We got, I don't know how much we got. It wasn't a ton, but looks like, yeah, we're good now. I don't know, maybe a quarter inch. I don't even know if we got that much. It was just kind of a sprinkle. We got a ton of wind. Starting to make me feel like I'm back in southeast Colorado, but
No. I mean, we've been getting lucky with the rain here in Craig. Southern Colorado, they've been getting dry, but I've been hearing good reports here this afternoon, this evening about
good.
more rain. So, gotta love to hear that.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Just a little
The rain's
retrieval.
always good. See, I'm kind of spoiled being in the feedlot business where we don't like a whole lot of moisture. I mean,
I
you
know.
you want enough to knock the dust down, but other than that, but at the same
I
time, you're
know.
like, well, I got to look out for those guys on the outside. So it's just one of those deals.
Well,
But
you want to, I mean, yeah, it's always going to hurt one way or the other, but you don't want moisture in the feedlot deal. It's no bueno.
no,
It's mucho
no
más
bueno at
dinero.
all. That's yeah, exactly. But well, welcome, folks. We got a couple people listening. We're getting a
Well,
few
that's
more people every time
good.
here, George.
Well, cool. And I will try to
Uh,
keep more consistent. My bad as always.
it's all right. What we fly by the seat of our pants here. That's what we do. And I think anybody that knows us wouldn't expect anything different. So,
Bob and weave.
yeah, that's right. But it was a busy week for me. We got a bunch of cattle in. We got some, mix between some, a couple loads of Mexicans, some pretty shitty Mexican cattle.
Really?
Boy, oh man, we pulled hard on them, but
Oh, so you've been
I think
busy.
they'll yeah. So I haven't paid much attention to the market. I've heard a little bit here and there, but just I haven't caught up on it. I've been most of my horseback time has been spent listening to a deep dive into the Mormon migration.
Oh, yeah.
I'm
I
gonna.
think that's really interesting.
Oh man, it's some fascinating shit. I've got a lot of work ahead of me on that one, but I'm gonna do like a multi-part series on the Mormons because they're fascinating.
Yeah. I mean, I don't disagree, man. I mean, I'm sure you're learning a lot, and I probably should listen to a lot of that. It's pretty cool stuff. They
Oh
have a
man,
lot of different stuff going on. I mean, it's so deep. I don't even know.
it's wild. I don't know, but like as crazy as that whole thing was, like they're different type of people that come out. But man, you gotta like they built Salt Lake City in like 2 years, and I mean
Yeah,
they're just
unreal.
pretty incredible people. But
Yeah,
anyhow,
no,
so
absolutely.
because of that, I've been going in a deep dive there, so I didn't listen to any market reports at all. I don't think so. What the hell happened last week? How'd we fare?
You know, uh, that's what I was trying to find some of this deal. Last week was kind of like one of those weeks, same here, a little busier, and I think a lot of people are kind of that way, like in this the spring calving people, and even the fall calving people with a lot of calves coming out of the west to get ready. A lot of stock starting moving from west to east now out of California.
Yeah,
I'm not involved in a bunch of that, but I think there was a lot of work going on and going to continue. The market, we actually traded a 115 cash market. It started 95 earlier than finished 115. National came out and bid him 115 for this last week, and then this week I heard of some 115 cash trade in Nebraska this week already, and I know a lot of people are asking 120.25. The kill slowly
yeah,
starting to pick up. Uh, you know, I still think we're seeing some great things on the regional and local side. I think every week this persists, and we've seen this when we've talked about it, McKinley. We're seeing great things in these local
yeah.
markets naturally. naturally. I want to
that's the
say
good thing. Yeah, like market driven is always a better solution, you know. It really is, because then you got your local, your regional uh type people that can they can tailor their market, or tailor their kill to fit their market. They can go buy to fit their, tailor their kill, but it's when it's born out of the market, comes up organically like that. That's when it's good for everybody.
that's just
And
where I'm really liking to see that. I mean, so like as far as on the weekly close, I guess the easiest way to do this would be to I'm just gonna share this screen for a second.
okay.
Hold on a second. And all right, and so this is just a 10-year weekly close on the third month live cattle. So right now, I believe that's in the October.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um, but as you can see, last week we had a pretty dang good week.
Yeah.
Opened at 97, finished at 104 at the high of the week. We cut today. We were down a little bit. Pretty good hard day, like limit in some months. $3 down, $4 in some feeders. So we were down lower. You can kind of see a 10-year range over here. This you can see this is a big wide range. But in the markets like this, you kind of need to look at these old dates, these old trading ranges, and see to kind of see where we might be going, or where the market likes to be. We're pretty comfortable here from 2016 between a buck and let's say a buck 30. We
Yeah.
dropped below that into the 80, which is well below like our 10-year low. And kind of now
Yeah.
we're here testing this support this morning at this $1 range. Big range in the fall, just to see if we can maybe we regain that 1 to 120
Yeah.
range. Maybe we lose that range right there, and we got to work into lower territory. I'm not quite, I mean, that's just what the market's doing, kind of flying around right now, but the cash market's staying good. Everybody's hearing about the beef. Um, I think we do still have COVID to fight on many fronts, and any time that there's a concentration of people, that's why I think it's almost a necessity that these little guys pick it up and let the market take care of them.
Yeah, I think so. And I guess can't be said enough. I know I've emailed my stupid ass congressman, but go get a hold of your reps and tell them to get behind the Prime Act. That will help a lot. That's going to basically, what it allows is, right now a custom processor can sell directly. Somebody can bring their cattle in and he can butcher it for them. The way this deal would set it up is they can go act like one of these bigger packers and go procure cattle and sell it to on a custom basis to grocery stores, all that stuff. It removes a lot of the red tape off of these small and local guys, and lets them get their product out to market. And it's a good one. Like we said before, it's taking away regulation. It's not putting on a mandate. It's a good thing. Get behind it. It's going to be good for all facets of the economy.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the market effects taking over and some of that. And I mean, we need large kill facilities too, in a way. Too. I mean, there's a lot of cattle we need to move, and I think there is a big. So there's going to be this fine line, and watching us dance it and try to find that solution. There's a lot of good people working towards it, but I think the best thing that's happened is just market factor and time.
Yep.
Although it's a little slow, like our slaughter levels are lower, and they're expected to stay that way as we build up out of this, so I think the opportunity is still going to be there for a little bit of time to do that. But that's what I see. I mean, man, we've talked about a bunch of this stuff, McKinley, but meat demand's definitely good. At what level? And then this is unforeseen type of deals, and a lot of things supply chains are going to take a serious look at.
Yeah.
And but the cattle pricing deal, I mean, it looks like we kind of want. I know the DOJ is there's 11 or 12 states or something that come after the Packers on price manipulation and stuff, and that's still going on. So that's a topic in the market right now.
Yeah. Yeah. How's that gonna work out for us? I haven't done much. I haven't done much research onto that, but
I haven't. I can't speak too loudly either on either side of it. I don't know. Maybe they're doing some things that is pretty good. Like I said, the market kind of did take a step up. Maybe it did scare the Packers into a little bit of that deal.
yeah.
So maybe there's something to it on these box beef prices. Then again, I'm not real sure. Makes me. I mean, it's hard because there's some cattle ready right now with nowhere to go, just like these pigs and
Mm,
everything else. And there is that serious issue. And I think that's why it's stringing so much high nerves and lives are on the line, not only livestock lives, but human
yeah.
financial
Human
lives and
lines.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a weird time right now. Like shit is getting kind of like there's some light at the end of the tunnel. There's some states starting to open back up, but there is still a lot of that underlying tension. There's going to be some shit to be reckoned with when this is all said and done, and I don't know where it's headed, but I,
well, I know. And I mean, we go back to cattle marketing. I mean, I do want to tell a little bit my local livestock video for any forward contracting that anybody wants to do. Contact me, hit me up on Facebook or on the website. But I think there's going to be chances within this market to take your chance, market your calves, or figure out ways to do your math on the cost to carry of your calves and how you're going to
mm,
place them. And I think it's not too early to just start thinking about that and using kind of the futures market and some of this other stuff to kind of mitigate your way through this.
yeah, yeah. Take every opportunity you can.
Yeah, because they're gonna be there. There are, and just. I think we do have a lot better times coming in the next couple 3 years, and part of it might be due to inflation too. You never know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because commodity price inflation with what's going on around, I think has a good chance of coming true.
No, I think so. It's man, when you pump that much more money into the economy, it's bound to inflate, quite a little bit. So we got we got that coming too. So it's a weird time, but I don't know what else.
I
You said you've been branding all weekend, huh?
Yeah, we were branded getting some pairs ready, sold some pairs, and got some pairs going to different parts of the country, get some good catalogs, some good customers there. So working on that, then we're gonna get ready to kind of get branded big time, and then start ready for synchronizing AI. I mean, I
Nice.
know a lot of the people around are kind of in that stage, and it's nice to catch a little breath of fresh rain, and it's kind of nice to do the work. And some people are a little worried about it getting dry, and it's a decent worry. So I'm hoping the rain comes for them at the right time so we can just keep on grinding through. Because really, just do the work as best you can. Kind of enjoy that. And like we were talking about earlier, to take our chances, and we'll have our chance on the other stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. Boy, it's a good time of year. Like I love this time of year. It just it's still cool in the mornings. But it's warming up nice. Calves are feeling good. It's
Yeah,
just
it's a good
horses
time.
got some fire to them. It's just a good time of year. I like it.
It is. It's good. I to kind of enjoy it and enjoy this. I still think you kind of embrace the slow down to it to an extent. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? I mean, it doesn't have to be exactly like it was right away. I think we can have a little patience in taking it in there and kind of seeing what becomes of it, because I think there's going to be some changes, but it might be some things that might benefit us.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
are you guys going back to weekly sale, or are you going bi-weekly still?
Still bi-monthly. So
Or,
like I'm
yeah,
having a
that's what I
Friday
mean.
sale this time, and Friday we're gonna have that Loma Livestock featuring Diamond Peak breeding stock plus 50 bulls.
Oh, okay.
But also we're having other Loma Livestock's taking other consignments in. And so we're gonna have a full-on feeder weigh cow bull sale. Then we're gonna start the feature sale with the bred animals. We're gonna have pairs on video, FOB the ranch, and yearling breeding heifers and bulls ready to turn out and breed, and that'll be exciting. That'll be fun. And then we'll have our next sale May 27th.
Okay, cool.
So then it'll just be every other week, and we'll see what the weather's like in June, and probably if the weather holds on and gets a little moisture in July, we might only have one that month, or but
Yeah.
then starting August, probably almost middle of August, we'll probably go every week then all the way through the end of
Yeah.
Feb.
There'd be a lot of cattle moving.
Yeah. So I think
Yeah.
that's how it's kind of gonna get there.
Cool. Well, it's if the market if the market ain't moving, you can't sell. So you gotta go with the market. So
I don't want to fight it, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And I want to
yeah,
be ready about their marketing decisions, not be forced into something.
yeah,
Take the time, let's build, let's prepare, organize, and you know what I mean? And we can do a good job marketing.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Uh well, that's good. I'm glad to see you guys are still hanging in there after that. Boy, these sale barns took a hit during this whole deal, and I don't know if a lot of people realize that. Even within the cattle industry, I don't think a whole lot of people realize it. But it's yeah, like you said, anytime when you've got you know medium to large groups of people, you know running right around next to each other. Sale barn, pretty good example of that.
Yep.
It's that always raises the risk. So it's just yeah, everybody's taking a hit. So I mean, there ain't any facet of this industry that hadn't been hit. I know a lot of people like to talk about the profit margins of the packers, but man, when if they're up and running, they're only running at half capacity, and a lot of places are shut down completely. I don't care what the box beef price is, but if you can't push your normal amount of cattle through there, you ain't making money. So
And
it's there isn't a single facet of this industry or this economy that hadn't been affected.
absolutely. Absolutely. Like you said, and even the volume on these slower kills is pushing the volume slower into the feedlot placements, which is once again making receipts lower through
Yeah,
these auction barns. And like you said, it's hurting every piece of the whole pie. And so we're all just going to have to try to figure out how to get, and we know there's going to be cattle marketings later on. And I think the individual producer is right now being creative in how to carry his cattle and market into a different time. Right now as we speak, they're probably got their pencil out and they're figuring it out. And so we'll be right there to help them. And when it's time to sell cattle, we'll be there to sell cattle in numerous ways now. And our online presence is really picking up through this. So I think we're going to gain some buyers through that coming into the
good.
fall.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and you're still trying to get as many fed cattle as you can through there to kind of help prop up some of these local guys too, and regionals, and that's awesome. That the more that's the whole fight going on right now is getting these guys to bid more cash sales on cattle, and that's a good start. Is just a couple head here and there going through a sale barn, and it just it's not much to start with, but it builds, that fire keeps building. And the next thing you know, it just really opens stuff up.
And I'm trying to connect people that, like that every little piece can help. So I'm trying to connect the people that have a retail demand already that they started before, that maybe they're having trouble volume. Well, I can get the volume of cattle, and then trying to connect all the pieces, no different than they do on the big processing types, but
Yeah.
then just let all these individuals make money in their individual way, but kind of in a group, but not a group. So, you know what I mean? They could guarantee the volume for me. They can sell it. All of a sudden, you're staying more local, regional. The local guy processes it, and then
Mm-hmm.
the consumer gets product that's regionally produced and processed.
Yeah, it's a good deal. People helping people. It's a beautiful
It's
thing.
cool. It is a beautiful thing. Oh, come on. We know this since Vincie Vaughn, you
Oh
know?
yeah, oh yeah. It's a beautiful thing, but I think that's cool. It's yeah, I think that's where the industry like can start making steps in the right way. Is just it. You don't have to have this great big mandate or this plan that's foolproof until it's implemented, and then it just goes to hell. That's typically how these big idea deals go. But if it just sometimes it takes one or two guys or gals just doing something a little bit different, and it catches on, and next thing you know, it snowball effect. And so that's one of the big reasons why I've been pounding the table for the direct to consumer, because the market is there for that. And it's a good way to diversify your operation just a little bit. You don't have to, it doesn't take a huge undertaking to start shifting in that direction. But it's overall, it's just a drop in the bucket in the beef supply, but it can change a lot of things over time, and it may take a few years, but it just, when it comes from a grassroots level, that's a good thing, because it's just people reacting to the market.
Yeah, like I said, we still need to process a lot of cattle in a big way. We're going to figure out how to do that, what it looks like going forward. But I think, like, I really think in how it work, there's the direct to consumer model, and there's all that. I love that. And I also love, like, coming here, going through the barn with some of your finished animals. That picks up by the processor, and the
Mm-hmm.
processor has some deals with little retailers, or maybe you go back and get the meat from your processor and sell it
Yeah.
retail your way, and then you're just keeping everybody included in that region, and everybody's kind of winning too, and they're using the efficiencies of each party too.
Well, and that same dollar, that $1 circulates through the local economy, 5, 6, 7 times before it goes on out into the larger
Yes.
scale economy. It's a good thing. It's just yeah, it just makes sense. Anything you can do to make money on your end, if it benefits somebody else, there's going to be a market for it. You just got to go find it. That's the thing. And whether it
Yep.
be like a cooperative or a regional type deal or direct to consumer, the big
Yeah.
thing is
Or your local barn.
yeah, it's something that you got to be creative. You got to figure something out. Go work with your local sale barn. Go talk to George and ask him what kind of market we got for this. What kind of program can we set up? George is a pretty easy guy to talk to. So, and if you're not in the Loma area, go talk to your local regional sale barn. Those guys know what the market's doing. They've got their ear to the ground.
Yeah, it's
So
cool that, yeah, it puts you in the right direction, help you and like maximize your margin, time of marketing, which weights and different things, just to, like you said, just have a conversation.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, and we got a couple comments. Justin, yeah, we mentioned it before, but yes, we are 100% in favor of the Prime Act. That's a good thing. It's a good thing. Call your representatives. Tell them like that should be a very easy vote. I'm sure it's not going to be, but that's one that should be a very easy vote. It's nothing but good for local economies in general. So, for me, go call your reps and tell them to get behind the Prime Act. But yeah, it's crazy. I enjoy watching how I don't know how have you ever done any reading into Austrian economics, George?
No, I haven't.
You should look into it.
Okay.
It's a very kind of simplified like it all boils down to that the economy is made up of humans, and humans act in their own self-interest for 99.9% of the time. And so basically the way they're saying is like all these models, like that they use to make these supply and demand curves and projections and everything. It's all the numbers don't ever tell the whole story because it's all nuanced, because humans are acting in their own self-interest. So it's but it's kind of one of those deals where this is why central planning always fails, is because there's no man or group of men or women alive that could possibly know everything about everything and plan it out. Like, there's just no way possible. But when you've got somebody like you who's kind of the hub of the cattle business in Western Colorado, like you've got the Diamond Peak deal going, where you've got a lot of cattle out there. Then you got cattle on feed. You've got your sale barn. Like you're pretty intimately connected into the market, and you've got a way better sense of what is going on in the overall market than a lot of these big economists that are making projections and stuff.
You're right.
Really do. And it's not so much that you've got the you don't have you don't have the education those guys do, but you've got your finger on the pulse of the cattle economy in Western Colorado. Yeah. So it's stuff like that it's interesting. So like that's some of your best resources, is to just go somewhere locally, because if there's something big happening in the Southern Plains, that it's not going to affect you up in Craig and Loma to the same extent it's going to affect somebody in Dalhart, Texas. It's all nuanced, I guess. It's different everywhere. So a lot of times your local sale barn's one of your better resources, just to go find stuff out.
Absolutely. And I got to look into that Austrian economics, but
it's pretty interesting.
That's cool. And like you said, come by the sale barn and ask about the market going on there. And like you said, that's a good feel. And I really kind of see that going back more, as the volatility's up and down, and trying to find a market is hard. And that's kind of the function of a public auction yard, if you will, is trying to find a market. It's a live auction with market bidders. Yeah. And people offer, and then you've got people bidding against each other. And so
it is like the truest form of capitalism right there. It's just it really is. It's and you're probably going to have some shit days, but if you play it right, and if you know how to market, how to play your timing and whatnot, you can make a pretty good living at it. But you're going to have some of those shit days. It's going to happen.
It's just it is. It is. That's the other good part, McKinley, about coming to like our market with, say, Meatloaf Livestock or any sale barn or other marketing agencies, if you will. Like you're like your check, the custodial account that we have covers the seller's funds. So it guarantees you sell cattle, you get paid even if I don't, if you will. It's my responsibility
Yeah.
to collect the funds. And I think that's the not little known fact, but I think that's the cheapest part of the commission is the
Yeah.
guarantee to payment, especially when people do private treaty country deals.
Hmm.
You get, you save some money on commission. I get all that. But the collection of funds and the guarantee that that check is there for you that day when I leave, I think that's a big deal, especially in these markets right now.
Yeah. Yeah. It's no, it's the sale barn's it's a vital part of the industry, and yeah, I think it's good to support your local auction house. It just whether it's just to go watch cattle and eat a burger, whatever whatever the case
Yep.
may be, that's still a pretty good morning.
Yep. I like it,
Pretty
dude.
hell yeah.
And well, if
What
I
else
had to
is Oh, go
go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead, man.
I was just gonna see what else is new up in your neck of the world.
Dude, like I said, Dom, I mean, the rain's been good and it's not been, I mean, we're sitting pretty good up here, luckily. And like I said, we've kind of talked about the market and what to expect going forward. Could be a decent cash market on the fat end and maybe some stabilization. But but around here, around Western Colorado, a lot of people are turning out where they can
Yeah.
and getting ready to go to the forest, and I'm sure making their final cuts and all branded and kind of getting bred up close while they're down low, and then gonna turn out and then probably worry about their hay. I would
Yeah.
imagine.
How's the water looking over there this year?
Here with me, real good. Other places, maybe not as good. I think irrigation, though, as the most part, from snowpack is going to be pretty good. Irrigated irrigation water, I think, is going to stay pretty steady. Some of that big snow went in the ground a lot faster than people thought. Uh, so that there's some things that need watched, but I think as far as right now, the irrigation water is good for a little bit.
Cool. Yeah, they I think it's shaping up to be a little bit dry here. The Sierras didn't get quite the snowpack that they have in the last couple of years, but they got a big snow kind of towards the end of March. Was it then? Yeah, I think it was like the end of March, somewhere around there. And so that helped, but not still wasn't quite the snowpack they were expecting. But I don't think it's going to be terrible. But
Yeah.
it's
Yep.
no, it could be worse.
Oh
Could be
heck yeah,
worse.
man. Exactly. There's something else we're gonna watch week by week.
Mm, for sure. I think as these states start to open back up a little bit, and then and I think eventually, like, there's going to be some confidence back in in the labor force for the Packers too. Like that that's a lot of the problem they had is even though uh, Trump put them under the defense whatever the Defense Act was. One of their big problems was just people not wanting to go back to work because they were scared. But I think the more and more that the numbers come out, and you find out that probably a whole lot more people had this thing than we realized because a lot of them were asymptomatic. I think confidence is going to build up, and you're going to see a return to the workforce. That the good thing about this economic downturn is it was like the demand didn't really go anywhere. The demand was always there. It was just forced shutdowns. So I think it'll take a little bit, but I think things will be up and humming before we know it. So I that
Yeah.
maybe that's a pie in the sky outlook, but I think things are starting to I think we've kind of turned the corner.
I
And
think I wouldn't totally I mean, I think there's still gonna be some as far as the recovery goes, I think the processing plants come back online and do start killing slowly. Like I said, I think it takes a while to get it back to full kill, just because implementing all these new protocols and the different state governors in which they have to work. I do see it a little different on the comeback, as I see it a little different. I don't know what to expect, but I mean, it's so hard to call, but I would say slaughter levels. I think we figure out a way to kill more cattle. As we get maybe all the way to the end of July, first part of August, and so we might have to stretch cattle that long. Like you said, there's going to be confidence. There's going to be stuff that slash our confidence as we go. Going to be a tug of war, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think though we're in a little better shape than we were in like 08, where a lot of people have just lost everything, and that was truly like just the bottom falling out of the market, where can't say that it didn't happen with the cattle industry, but the overall as the economy, I think we're a lot stronger footing than we were in 08 maybe, but I don't know. We'll see. I think we're kind of turning the corner though. It's gonna be kind of a long road, but I think we're starting to get back on in the right direction anyways.
Yeah, like I said, I don't know where speculate on any of this, but like you said, I think easiest thing to do is see what you can do in your own operation, and then just kind of take these current events kind of with a grain of salt, and just keep grinding through and see what happens.
Yeah, I think that's all we can do. What else you could do is you can go over to burning-daylight.com and you can vote on this Western Movies May Madness bracket. Let's see. Let me pull it up real quick. We had quite a few people voting, but it's typical first round action. The heavy hitters are cleaning up. A couple upsets.
Really?
But mostly that's because my cousin did a really shitty job drafting teams. He has very little respect for the older westerns. So
really,
yeah. So he picked a lot of. I know. Well, he's an idiot, so it's all right. He picked a bunch of more modern movies over some of the old classics.
Really? Are you talking like John Wayne's?
Yeah. So we got some people that wanna hear your takes. So I'll go.
I want to give it. I'm excited.
Okay, so we got the Cowboys versus the Hateful Eight.
Cowboys.
Yes, sir. Cowboys is up 76-24 right now, so doing good. We got 8 seconds versus the Rounders.
I hate that matchup in the first round. That's bullshit matchup. I mean, that seeding right there is terrible. Because
that's a classic 8-9 matchup.
Oh man. Jeez. Oh, Friday. I mean, look, I'm going to have to go. This is bad because it's so tight, but I'm going 8 seconds.
Well, I think it's 75-25, 8 seconds right now. And I think I picked the Rounders, but that was a tough one. That was an 8-9 matchup.
Mine was a lot closer, and my choice was it was right there between having the fight with myself on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So then we got Django Unchained versus Maverick.
Maverick's
up 71-29.
Okay.
McClintock and the new 310 to Yuma.
McClintock.
Yeah, that's cleaning up 62-38. That's a little closer.
It is.
And we got Good, the Bad, and the Ugly versus Angel and the Bad Man.
I'm going good, bad, ugly on that one.
Yeah, that's a one seed versus 16 seed. So
Okay.
it's 90 to 10 on that one. So
Okay.
then we got Hang 'em High versus a Horse Whisperer. That's pretty easy one, I'd have to say.
On the Hang 'em
That
High.
Yeah, see, Horse Whisperer. That's a Robbie pick. The guy's an idiot. So that's 74-26 right now. Then we got Quigley Down Under versus Little Big Man. That's a 5-12 matchup.
I gotta go Quigley.
Yeah, Little Big Man's a great movie, but Quigley's one of the all-time greats. So
Absolutely,
that's
it's just
95 to 5.
Little Big Man just ran up against a tough opponent right there.
Yeah, caught him when they're hot. It's just it's not a good matchup for him.
No.
Well, had a lot of people like that comment. Fistful of Dollars versus the Magnificent Seven. And this is, I believe, the original Magnificent Seven.
I'm going with the original Magnificent Seven, which is really close. And this is I'm fighting with myself here, but that's what I'm going to go with right now.
Well, it's hard to go. Fistful of Dollars is awesome, but Magnificent Seven's not just one of the greatest Westerns, but it's one of the greatest movies ever made in general. It so really good. Is.
Yes.
Yeah. So we got 57-43. That's a close one. And I think that's about right. That's yeah. You got to go Magnificent Seven. So this one is next one's a total blowout. It's the Shootist versus Ballad of Buster Scruggs.
Shootist. It should be a blowout. Oh my God.
95 to 5. 95 to 5. And now we've got 1 seed versus a 16 seed. And this was my 16 seed. It was a throwaway pick, but we got Tombstone versus Fievel Goes West. If there's going to be a cartoon Western, it has got to be Fievel Goes West.
I appreciate you put it on there. And I think so does Fievel. And
yeah, you can't vote against Tombstone on that. No,
I go Tombstone, but I think it's like a respect, and I think the respect is warranted to Fievel Goes West just for making the list.
I think so.
I think that
I watched that movie many times growing up, so I had to throw it on there. There's a bunch of movies that should have made the list that didn't, but you got to have fun with the last couple of rounds.
Absolutely.
This one's kind of surprising. This is another close matchup. We got the Cowboy Way versus Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. That's a tough matchup.
Really tough matchup. I'm going Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Well, that's the consensus right now. It's at 57-43. So we're in.
But I love. Look, the Cowboy Way offers good comedy and a little bit of drama, but actually the Butch Cassidy offers maybe better comedy with a better storyline.
Butch Cassidy's a good show. Cowboy Way is a great movie. Deserved to be in the bracket, I think. Probably also fitting that it's a first round exit. I think that's probably about right.
Yep.
Then we got this is another Robbie pick. We got Monty Walsh versus Jonah Hex.
Walsh.
Yeah, and that's actually it's a little closer than I figured it would be. It's 85-15. I'm guessing Robbie made like 3 accounts just so he could vote for Jonah Hex 3 times.
It should be under to 0.
I know it. I'm a little more disappointed that Fievel didn't get any votes.
If Fievel, that is it's fake accounts. Because your listeners are better than that. Nobody's.
I think so. This is all a Robbie conspiracy.
That's the list of conspiracies we're talking over. Tell him William Barr's gonna be after his ass.
Oh yeah, he is coming right down on your ass. We've got. I guess I could just share this on the screen here, but we've got True Grit, the original True Grit versus Wild Wild West. That was also a 16 pick.
The original True Grit.
Yeah, so that's not even a competition there,
No.
but and 86-14 on that one. Then we got the new True Grit versus the High Low Country. I know you're a fan of the High Low Country, George.
I love High Low Country. I take that right now. The new True Grit, fitting that it goes out first round. I took Five Goes West over that making the list any day.
You're not a fan of a fan of the new True Grit?
That's when they should have left alone.
I see that argument, but if it had been anybody besides the dude, I probably would have hated it. But
I get it. I
love Jeff Bridges.
And
it's still no
to the dude.
Yeah. Then we've got Dances with Wolves versus the Three Amigos.
I mean, I gotta take Dances with Wolves there, and leaving alone my thoughts of Costner at some point. You know what I mean? I'm just judging the.
Yeah, the Three Amigos is a good show, but I mean, come on, they're overmatched, outgunned.
Way outgunned.
Way outgunned. El Guapo style outgunned.
No.
And then what is that? It's 86-14 on Dances with Wolves to Three Amigos.
And then we haven't done or are you going across horizontal?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so then we got No Country for Old Men versus the Man from Snowy River.
I'm going Man from Snowy River.
That's that was a tough one for me. I went No Country for Old Men strictly because of Tommy Lee Jones. But that was the coin flip. It was who's the best actor, and I went with Tommy Lee Jones.
I can't disagree that.
But it could have went either way. Both great movies.
Both really good movies.
This one I'm a little surprised by. Not so much that the Outlaw Josie Wales is winning, but Once Upon a Time in the West has not got a single vote. I get it. That's a powerhouse you're going against. That's the number one seed you're going against in the Outlaw Josie Wales. But I figured Once Upon a Time in the West would get a few votes. I mean, obviously, I didn't vote for it, but it's I thought somebody would, and
I don't disagree with you. I just think it was like you want to vote for that movie, but the matchup is just too great.
No,
that's like doesn't matter how much money you're putting down on that, it's always gonna lose.
Yeah, it doesn't matter how you movie. No, you can church it up all you want. You can plead your case and make the best possible case, but you're still going against the fucking Outlaw Josie Wales. You're not gonna win that one. You're not gonna win that one. Then we've got For a Few Dollars More versus Pale Rider.
I'm going for a few dollars more on this one.
This one also kind of surprised me. Pale Rider's up 60-40 right now. I figured it'd be flip-flopped. I figured it'd be like 55-45.
That's an upset
I voted
in my opinion.
Yeah, it is. That's I think a 6-11 matchup.
Because I'm telling you, a few dollars more should win that game, but we'll see.
Yeah. So then we've got the Missouri Breaks versus Fort Apache. It'd been forever since I'd seen the Missouri Breaks. I watched it again the other day. Fucking excellent movie. Jack Nicholson killed it. Marlon Brando was weird as fuck in that movie, but he was awesome. It's a good movie.
I can't believe Fort Apache's winning. I'm Missouri Breaks all day. That should kill it. They're good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Fort Apache's a good show, but I mean, I think it's outdated. Yeah.
Come on, man. I mean, Missouri Breaks. Missouri. Boy, I hope it pulls a comeback because I really
I
like
do
that.
too. They got voting will end at 5 Pacific time on Thursday, and then we'll announce who moves on to the round of 32 on Thursday evening during the bull session. But yeah, Missouri Breaks they're kind of shit in the bed right now. 72-28 they're losing, so maybe they'll make a comeback. I hope so.
I do too.
This one also a little bit of an upset. Well, it's a big upset in the rankings, but I'm a little surprised by it. High Plains Drifter versus Hondo. Two powerhouse going right there, but Hondo's ahead.
And I'm taking Hondo on this one too.
Oh man, you're going with the underdog. I picked High Plains Drifter, but
I tell you what, I think Hondo's in my bracket. Hondo would be a favorite over High Plains Drifter. That's why I think that's a give me easy money pick. Hondo probably winning 2 rounds, not just this one. Early call. You heard
if they're
it here first.
If they're taking out High Plains Drifter in the first round, they can make a run.
Yeah,
they can make a run.
Hondo set up to make a run.
We've got Unforgiven 2 seed versus Rio Grande 15 seed.
Rio Grande, like John Wayne's old school movie.
Yep,
I'm taking it.
You're taking Rio Grande, all right.
I know. It's a little bit of a hot take, but I like it.
I think because of that, Rio Grande's they're kind of holding their own. But when you got a 2 seed versus a 15, and when you're going against Unforgiven, it's a pretty tough matchup. I respect that. I respect your choice, though. I chose Unforgiven. It's a masterpiece.
I agree. It's a really good movie. Really good.
This one is might be our closest one yet. No, we've got a 50-50 one coming up. But All the Pretty Horses versus Hell or High Water.
All the Pretty Horses. That show's real good. It's deep. I can't hardly watch it all the way through, but it's good.
It's a good show. Hell or High Water is a great show. That's one of the better modern westerns that they've put out in the last several years. Yeah, I'm not surprised by the results. Pretty close matchup. All the Pretty Horses up 55-45 right now.
Yeah.
And we're going Rio Bravo, Cimarron.
I'm going Rio Bravo.
Yeah,
on that one.
It's hard to go against Dean Martin and John Wayne. That's
come on, and Ricky Nelson.
Yeah, I forgot about Ricky Nelson. Purple Eyes, buddy.
Yeah,
Purple Eyes.
That's stacked.
Yeah. So and we got 79-21 Rio Bravo over Cimarron right now. Closest matchup as of yet, Jeremiah Johnson versus Young Guns.
And it's probably the closest matchup because it's the hardest one for me too. That I've heard so far. Wow. And 2 totally different movies in Western.
Oh, yeah.
If you want to talk about the different ends of Western spectrum, it's in this game right here. I'm going to go with movies I watch when I get in a tough spot like this. I go with movies that I kind of watch more on the VHS at the Buckley, the ones I kind of reenacted more, packing my 6 guns, and that's going to have to be Young Guns. So I'm going with Young Guns on this choice.
And George was like, Emilio!
Yeah, exactly. Or that's the big, did you see the size of that chicken?
Oh, yep. Yeah, and actually Young Guns did not make the initial list. We added it back in because it was there's so many good westerns. Most of the ones that got left off is just because we forgot about them. There's just so many good ones. But Young Guns was one that got left off, and then we I forget who remembered it, and we're just like, oh yeah, you got to throw Young Guns in there.
Yes.
middle seed somewhere.
Yes. I agree but I agree about how tough it could have been. Boy.
Oh yeah. Oh, it was brutal. So then we got another 1 seed, 1 versus 16. It's Sons of Katie Elder versus A Million Ways to Die in the West. That's pretty obvious one there.
Yeah. Sons of Katie Elder. I mean, that's Sons of Katie Elder. I mean, it would match up in a championship game.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's loaded
it's
with
a solid
actors
1 seed. Yeah, that's a solid 1 seed. This one we're going old school comedy versus the first Western movie, I think, ever, or at least first one was sound, I believe is what it was. So we got Blazing Saddles versus the Virginian.
It's a tough matchup for the Virginian. I don't know if I'd have picked the Virginian versus any. I think I might have put Fifel Goes West over the Virginian, and that's opinions that you didn't ask for, but I just gave you that. But Blazing Saddle is my choice.
Oh yeah, I can't disagree. This one was just the Virginian was strictly a pick just to pay homage to them being the trailblazers of the Western genre.
Yes, I agree.
But that being said, you're not going to take out Blazing Saddles.
No, I don't think so.
Oh, and we got another 50-50 matchup coming. This is a good one. Shanghai Noon versus the Shadow Riders.
And I think that Shadow Riders I'm Shadow Riders all the way. Not even comparison. I'm going to take back my Virginian comment. I think I picked Virginian over Shanghai Noon.
Oh, why are you such a hater on Shanghai Noon? Come on, Owen Wilson and Jackie Chan. It is a great show.
Okay, all right. I'll be a little hard on it. Virgin. And I'd also pick Fifel Goes West over it, just to be clear right
now. Perfect. We got Shane versus Silverado.
I'm gonna go. This is not overly enthusiastic about either choices, but I'm going with Shane.
Yeah, I didn't like this matchup all the way around. I wish Shane would have went up against something like the Virginian because they're both old.
I agree.
Shane, I don't know how many people out there still remember Shane. The only reason I remember it is because we had to watch it in English class in high school, maybe junior high even. And I recognize that it was a very well done movie. It's just one of those ones that doesn't hold up very well over time.
No, I don't.
And Silverado was okay.
Yeah, at best, and I agree. I just think both of those don't have much of a chance next round.
No, they're whoever wins out. Silverado's up pretty big right now. They'll probably go down in round 2. This was a good 2-15 matchup. The scores reflect it pretty accurately, but open range City Slickers. Open range is going to run away with that one, but City Slickers pretty solid choice to make the tournament. I think.
Here's where I'm going to be a little bit against the grain. I'm City Slickers right here against open range. I am. I'm City Slickers right here, and I love open range. But a guy's got to make a choice, and I think City Slickers offers more in a weirder way, a more unique type of Western with your Billy Crystal. It's a breath of fresh air.
It's kind of like a Western mixed with it's kind of like a John Wayne mixed with like a little bit of Blazing Saddles mixed with a little bit of Indiana Jones. Yes. And it's just awesome. I like it. It's a good show. Then we got the Alamo versus Conager. This is a pretty close matchup too. John Wayne, the Alamo.
And that's what I'm going with Alamo. But Conager, hold on a second. I'm going Conager. Conager's a good movie. It's a Louis L'Amour.
Yep, it was one of the most commented movies when I put up all the posts advertising this deal, and outside of Lonesome Dove, which we left off because it's a mini series. Once again, it's a mini series, and it would win hands down. It wouldn't even be a contest, so we had to let everybody else fight it out. Lonesome Dove just gets the name of the tournament. But the next most commented one was Conager. As well, calm down. We haven't made the bracket yet. So Conager makes it. They're down right now, but that's a close matchup. 58-42.
I want to give my vote to Conager on this one. Probably my only vote against John Wayne maybe ever. But Conager is a better movie in this regard.
Yeah. It's a good show. Next we got The Searchers versus the new Magnificent Seven, I believe.
Then I'm The Searchers there.
Yeah, I think man, that'd be a brutal matchup. Oh, this is the Magnificent Seven is the original Magnificent Seven versus The Searchers.
Jesus. You want to talk about a brutal. That's
a
terrible.
Brutal matchup. Yeah.
Those are both unreleased, like the actors in both of those movies for that time. And I'm going to go with The Searchers because Anne Margaret.
There you go. Yeah, so we're going to have to go back to Fistful of Dollars versus the new Magnificent Seven. That should be flipped on its head. Fistful of Dollars should be running away with that matchup.
Yeah, absolutely.
We got a bunch of new movie homers. That's what we got.
I don't even understand. Have they even seen an old Western? Because if they had, they would not vote like this.
Seriously. Who the hell is taking... I like Chris Pratt. I hear that the new Magnificent Seven was pretty good. I haven't watched it, but Fistful of Dollars, come on. John Wayne in his spaghetti Western heyday, get the fuck out of here.
I don't even want to hear that. Why? Yeah. I don't even want to hear reasoning behind that vote. No. I just don't.
No, there's no reasoning. There's no reasoning.
There isn't.
Our final matchup, we've got the Wild Bunch versus the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance.
The Wild Bunch.
Yeah, that's the 70-30. That's the matchup now.
And I mean, the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, I get it why it's leading. I'm not choosing it. It's not my choice. I like the Wild Bunch in this scenario, but I will sit and watch the Man Who Shot Liberty Valance as well.
And that was also one of those movies that I forgot about, and so it got thrown in later in the draft. So probably should have been seated a little higher, and you wouldn't have had this matchup. But that being said, it is what it is. So
yeah, I agree. Sometimes you got to let it fight it out, and that's what it's doing.
Yeah. Anyway, we got some bang up matchups. Second round's gonna be tough. Second round's gonna be tough.
I can't wait to do the second round. I'm already looking forward to it.
It's gonna be a good one. So we'll see how the votes play out. Voting closes on Thursday, and we'll keep this train rolling. George, it's always a good time, man.
Great to talk to you guys, dude. Thanks for kindling. Hey, well, I think Friday might be bad because I'm having my special sale. Let's touch base again Monday. A week
Sounds
from
good.
Today. Get a good big update on everything.
That'll work. We'll try this again Monday evening. That's what we're shooting for. And until then, George, sign us off, man.
Well, until then, let's get our asses moving. We're burning daylight, and I want to sleep because there's no daylight outside.
Bango.